Hello, welcome to Well Balanced Kids video on mindfulness. My name's Dominique, and in this short video I'm going to be encouraging you to look at how to manage big emotions and feelings. We're going to be making a little book in which you can do drawings in and write about those feelings, and we're going to be drawing and creating an emotions thermometer. These are both really great ways for managing those big feelings that come up all of a sudden sometimes and feel a bit overwhelming. They can be really good for helping you calm down, managing your anger, managing maybe overexcitement, all those kind of things. You're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need 3 pieces of paper. Doesn't really matter what size, but perhaps big enough to fold so you've got room to draw in them. So pieces this sort of size, A4 pieces would be good. And then some coloured pens or pencils would be great. A stapler as well. And yeah, let's get going once you've got those things. So if you haven't got those things to hand right now, just stop the video and go and grab yourself 3 pieces of paper, a stapler, and some coloured pens or pencils. So the first thing we're going to do is create a mindful book. And sometimes when we have our big emotions, they can all get wrapped up inside us and make us feel all, ooh. So it's really good to get them out onto paper. And this is what your mindful book will help you do. So get your 3 pieces of paper. There you go, I've got my 3. And then just fold them in half. So it makes a little booklet. So I folded mine in half, as you can see. And so they stay together. Just staple down what we call the spine, so the folded edge of the paper. Fold them down. Maybe if you've got A4 paper like me, you might want, say, 5 or 6 staples down the edge of the booklet. So I've got them all down. Can you see all down this edge? But my booklet won't come apart. And if you follow our videos here today, you'll be able to use this same booklet for 1 or 2 of the videos in the different activities we'll be doing. So we're going to leave the cover of the book for now, might do something on there later, and just open up so you've got your first page, and on this side, or whichever side you want really, I want you to draw a big tree. So it doesn't have to be a super fancy tree, just the outline of a tree. But I'm going to draw my tree, and my tree has got lots of leaves on it, so it's nice and big. And then it's got a big tree trunk. So it doesn't have to be a brilliant drawing. As you can see, there's my tree, all right? And what I want you to do is this is your feelings tree. So I want you to write the feelings that you have when you're feeling sad or happy. So what different feelings do you experience? So I've just said 2 there, haven't I? Sad and happy. What other feelings might you experience? Perhaps you get cross. So the feeling would be anger. Or you might get very annoyed. Or frustrated. Can you spell frustrated? Maybe when you're really excited about stuff, you might get all that fizzy excitement going on. There's so many different feelings in the world that we can experience. One thing about learning to manage those big emotions when they bubble up is learning to know what to call them. So I want you to think of all the feelings that you know you experience and write them down in your feelings tree. So just show you what I've done. So I've written some there, the ones that we just talked about: sad, happy, anger, annoyed, frustrated, and excitement. You can stop the video and write down as many feelings as you feel on a daily basis in your feelings tree. And that's a really good way of learning to name your emotions. The next thing we're going to do is create an emotions thermometer. So it's all very well and good knowing what to call your emotions, but how do you manage them? How do you deal with them on a day-to-day basis? So do you ever get ill, I wonder? And does your parent or carer put a thermometer in your mouth to check whether you've got a temperature and it says what your temperature is? Well, an emotions thermometer is just the same. But instead of putting it in your mouth, we draw it and then we point to where we're feeling on the thermometer. Okay, so I'm going to draw one and show you what it looks like. So we have our thermometer and it's divided up into 5 segments, and we put, oh, or it could be divided up into 6 segments. I think I've divided mine up into. And so I've done my thermometer and it's divided up into 6, or you can do it into 5. And then you might have different colours. You can choose your different colours for each part. So 1 is when you're feeling really super calm, but 6 is when you're feeling really super angry. So what colours might you use to colour in the different stages? So when I'm angry, I do feel quite red, and often your face goes red, doesn't it? Because you're really angry. While a colour that I associate more with being calm would maybe be a colour like blue, calm like maybe the sky or the sea. So I'm going to colour in the bottom of my thermometer in blue. And then I'm going to have different shades. So you see I have some blue at the bottom, red at the top. I'm going to do different colours in between. So maybe I'll have an orange just before I get to the red, because orange is quite like red, but not nearly. And I'm going to do a yellow for in the middle between orange and the next colour. And then maybe I'll have some greens at the bottom. But it's up to you what colours you choose, because it depends on what colour you associate with which feeling. So there is our emotions thermometer. And now with this, you can say, right, 6 is when I'm feeling really, really angry. 1 is when I'm feeling really calm. 4 maybe is when I'm quite excited. I'm not angry, but I'm all a bit fizzy inside. Or maybe 1 is, oh, I'm feeling really sad. And 2 is I'm feeling calm. So you've got hot anger, cool sadness, and then the bits in the middle are calm and fizzy going into anger. So let's write that on so that we remember what is what. It's not that excitement always leads to anger, but it's just a heating up of our emotions, isn't it? So we're going to have anger, excitement, or could also be excitement can also be very similar to when we're anxious, can't it? So when we're feeling a bit fizzy and a little bit worried, so let's have that as the middle. Then we have calm, and then we have a bit, well, we have that expression, don't we? Feeling a bit blue, so feeling a bit sad. Okay, so I've written on my emotions thermometer the different emotions in scale: sad, calm, fizzy, excitement or anxious, and anger. And then what I want you to do is just do a little line out from each line so that you can write on what you might be able to do when you're feeling those different feelings. So I'm going to draw that out. And there's actually, if you don't want to draw all of this out, we do actually have a handout on the website, the emotions thermometer, that you can find and print out, and then you can just write on the printout. So you see I've drawn the lines out, and now I just want you to write how you can help yourself. What can you do to help calm yourself down in these different places? So let's start with the top, anger. So what can I do? Let's put that up at the top. What can I do? Like so. And maybe when you're angry, what helps you when you're angry? Calm down. Maybe a bit of time out. Maybe punching a pillow helps you. Maybe shouting into a pillow helps you. I don't know, something that doesn't hurt somebody else, and not punching anybody else or hitting walls which might hurt you. Think of something that you can do that would help with your anger. I always find that if I get really angry or a bit unsettled, that some time out, some peaceful time to myself really helps. So I'm going to write time out. And then what about, that's mine at the top. Then what about when you're overexcited, or maybe a bit anxious and a bit worried about something? Maybe you've got a test coming up and you're all fizzy inside, like the expression we often hear is butterflies in your tummy. What's something you can do to help calm yourself down and make yourself feel more relaxed? I want you to think for yourself, because what works for me might not work for you. One thing that does work for me, though, is taking some long, slow, deep breaths. I find that really, really helpful. And we've got other videos on our website which teach you how to do those breathing exercises, which can really help you if you're feeling a bit nervous and anxious. So I'm going to put down breathing exercises, but maybe you have something else. I know also something else that calms me down is stroking my cats. Stroking an animal or even a soft toy can really help soothe you when you're feeling a bit nervous and anxious, or even when you're just really excited and you're not quite sure what to do, and your mum or your parent or your dad or your carer is saying, can you just calm down a bit? You're a bit much. Then maybe just getting a cuddly toy or an animal and stroking it is a really good way to calm down. So I'm going to put stroking a pet. Now, so we've done things that we can do when we're angry, when we're overexcited or nervous. When we're calm, maybe we want to stay calm, or maybe we want to get moving. Maybe we're too calm. Maybe we've been lying watching the television too long and we've got to motivate ourselves to get up and do something. But that isn't really about managing emotions so much. That's more like, don't stay still for too long, make sure you do some activity. So it's up to you what you want to put for calm, whether it's do some activity or just things that you might do to stay calm, like colouring or drawing or making something or some artwork. And then finally, what can we do when we're feeling sad? You know that feeling, it sometimes can feel like a bit of a knot in your tummy and nothing feels quite right. Maybe it's because you've fallen out with a friend or something's happened at home or school that's making you feel really sad. So in these circumstances, you might have something that you know cheers you up, whether that's cuddling a pet or speaking to a friend or watching your favourite TV show or listening to some music. And listening to music is a really great way of changing the way you feel. It's a real mood shifter. So that's the one I'm going to use for when I'm feeling sad. I love to listen to music that either reflects my mood but brings me up slightly, or really happy music to really sort of make me think of happier times. So I'm going to put music down there. So hopefully you've got a thermometer that's nice and colourful and has got your emotions written down. You might not have exactly the same things written down as me, and that's fine, because we all have feelings that we experience in different ways and different ways of helping us manage them. But it's just enabling you to give you some ideas so that when you're in those places of anger, that you think, oh yes, I wrote that I could take some time out when I'm angry, and that really helps me. Okay. So I have a couple of other things that might help manage big feelings. One of those things that I mentioned was a breathing exercise. So I'm just going to teach you one breathing exercise that I like to call roller coaster breathing. You use your hand and you use both hands, and you imagine that your fingers are a roller coaster going up and down. And as you go up the roller coaster, you breathe in, and as you go down, you breathe out. Up, in, down and out. So should we give that a go? So hold up your hand, get your finger going on the roller coaster, and off we go, breathing in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. How does that make you feel? Breathing deeply can really help calm us down, and breathing slowly can help us calm down even more. And another little trick is if you take longer to breathe out than breathing in, that will really help calm you down as well. So let's go on the roller coaster one more time, but this time let's go slowly on that roller coaster and really experience the ins and outs of breathing. And you can breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, or you can breathe in both in and out through your nose. But don't breathe just in and out through your mouth. It's not great for you. Okay, let's start again. Breathing in and out. 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 Well done. So you've got one little thing that you can do, can't you? A nice breathing technique. Another thing that can help you feel better is being kind to yourself. We're often told to be kind to other people, and that is really important. But if we're not kind to ourselves, then it can make us feel quite angry and sad inside. So let's try to be kind to ourselves as well. That means not talking to yourself in a horrible way. So not saying, oh, I'm stupid or I'm silly or I shouldn't have done that. Maybe saying things like, well, I made a mistake, but next time I will try my best. So another thing you can do is give yourself a hug. Did you know that hugs give off, make us create a chemical, a hormone in our bodies called oxytocin that make us actually feel better? Our bodies react to other people hugging us. So if you can get a hug from a friend or a family member that you trust and that you love, then that's great. But sometimes those people aren't always around. Sometimes you might be on your own when you feel like you need a hug. So what do you do then? This is a way to give yourself a hug. So just put your hands around yourself as tightly as you can and squeeze. It's just a bit of self-care. So can you see how I've got my hands all wrapped around me like I'm giving myself a hug? Squeeze. You might feel a bit silly doing it at first, but it's got the same effect as getting a hug from a good friend. It gets all those hormones, those oxytocin releasing in your blood, making you feel better. So, as we said, maybe taking time out might help, listening to some calming music or happy music if you're feeling sad. It's not that we want to ignore those sad feelings, and it's really important that if you are feeling sad or angry that you talk about those feelings to someone. We're not trying to pretend they don't exist, but once you've talked about them, once you've acknowledged them, maybe written them down, then do something kind for yourself that you know will help you feel better, whether that's time out or listening to music. So I wonder how calm you're feeling now. Didn't ask at the beginning, but do you think that you are calmer at the end of this video than you were at the beginning? Do you think that doing those breathing exercises and drawing exercises have helped you calm down and feel a bit better? I wonder. Do let me know in the comments. All right, so you have your little mindful book with your emotions thermometer and your feelings tree in. Keep it for the next video because we'll be doing some more things in our mindful book, but maybe you want to cover the cover with nice decoration, and you can put a title and you can put your name so that everyone knows that it's yours. So I've just put a boring old title on mine, but I'm going to decorate mine later. So I'll let you get on with decorating yours, and I hope to see you at the next video. Bye-bye.